Sorry, everyone. These interruptions just keep coming through. So, back on the subject of open relationships. So, as I was saying, I've known of people in my lifetime that, have experienced it and have been in it for many years and actually enjoyed it. But then there are people that I do know who have been it and regret it and truly are hurt and scorned by it. So everybody experiences different. Me, myself, I think you have to be prepared for it spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically. It's all of that. And that's a lot of pressure for one. It's a lot of pressure. Go ahead, friend X.
It really is. I do have a friend that did do open relationship. Actually, I have two. One of them was actually pursuing me, and I just feel as though that it doesn't feel right. I felt though that I was taking the attention and love from that person. It wasn't revealed to me until like later that he's in an open relationship, and I just said that like I can only offer my friendship. I feel as though that when you are in an open relationship, like that other person might get the short end of the stick, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and that person actually end up finding somebody else within the open relationship and actually end up breaking things off with that other person because the person that they found, they got infatuated about them, and that person was like, well, I don't want to be in an open relationship. Well, I like you. I know that you're in an open relationship, but if you want to be with me, then you need to let that person go. And that's exactly what he did. He let that person go. And yeah, that person I'm sure was hurt. I mean, I don't know because I don't know that person point of view on how that happened because I only know that one person. But I thought that was crazy. I'm like, you're in an open relationship, you find somebody, and then you leave the person that you're in an open relationship to be with the person you met while you were in an open relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Because that person that you eventually got infatuated with was like, no, you're not going to do an open relationship with somebody else. So they broke up. It didn't last that long. It lasted, well, it did last a couple years, but it didn't last that long. And he actually ended up going back with that person. And I think it's a freaking joke. Like if you're going to be in an open relationship, this should be like an ultimatum. No, like I'm not going to leave my girl. I committed to be in an open relationship. And if that's something that you're not cool with, then be gone, but that's not what he did. He left her to be with that person, and then when that didn't work, he went back with the person that he was with, and they got right back on like nothing really happened. So I guess she wasn't that much hurt. She's probably used to being in an open relationship. I don't know. I think it's so confusing, to be honest. Like
Mm-hmm.
I was just putting myself in her situation like that. He left me to be with this girl after we agreed to be in an open relationship. Like I could have done that with somebody else, but I didn't. I don't know. It's just like my least favorite subject, open relationship. It just leaves you into a lot of vulnerability, and it takes a lot. It takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of people.
Right.
So kudos to whoever could do that, but I personally can, for one, because of my phobia with STD, and two, like there's no guaranteed loyalty there, and to me, loyalty is like very important, very important. And if I feel so that you can't even be loyal to me in an open relationship, you're gonna leave me. Like what the heck?
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. So
Absolutely.
that's how I feel about it.
So
I'm not
just
saying that I'm not saying that this is what happened with everybody, but this is what I personally witnessed watching a relationship.
right.
It's a mess.
Right. And so we're saying no judgment. If that's what you choose, just know what you're doing. Think before you jump into, rather it's trying to please that person, trying to keep that person. Study it, think about it, how you can deal with it emotionally. Because you can't say, okay, I'm in it. And the moment you're in it, a month later, you're not in it, but now you've already done it. You've already opened that door. It's going to be kind of hard to shut. And the trust issues will just be lingering, and then you're going to just have all these faulty thoughts about this person when they're out to the grocery thinking they're out with that person. It's just too much. And hey, I say if you can do it, handle it. And if you can, baby, then don't settle for it. So awesome. All right. Any closing words? Are we good? Can we move on?
Let's move on because I don't like that.
Okay. So let's talk about long distance relationships. Woo! Scary topic. That's a scary subject right there. Okay. You want to go head on first?
Well, I have my fair share of long distance relationship. I feel like it's not for everybody. I honestly don't mind if that it's for the right if that's the right person. Um, but some people can't handle it. Some people actually really need the affection of someone to be physically there. Um, and if they're not there, they'll find somebody to be there. And it's kind of sad, that you feel lonely and you can't really actually wait for that person that's waiting for you. Um, there's a lot of things that can go in mind, like if you're not getting the same amount of attention, expectations, a lot of things can linger in your mind, and you just start making shit up in your head that's not true. So, like, when you're lacking communication and trust in a long distance relationship, it's just bound to go downhill. I attempted to do long distance relationship twice with the same person. Um, the first time that we did a long distance relationship, I actually had that conversation with him, and he was actually trying to let me go because he knew, how he was. And I was so infatuated by him that I was like, listen, I'm okay for long distance relationship, but he didn't want to do that. And I was like, okay, check it out. Let's just continue to get to know each other. If you end up finding somebody, just be honest with me and let me know. And we can still maintain a friendship. And that way, when you come back, we already have this strong communication bond that we have built through long distance relationship. And he agreed to that. And we had a lovely relationship long distance. Of course, he didn't tell me everything that he was doing until much later, but he then confessed to me with a long distance that he actually met a girl that looks like me and that he likes her and that he want to try things. He want to see if it works out. And I try to be supportive because I knew what I was signing up for, and he got with her. And not even like a couple minutes went by, and he was already posting pictures of them, which lets me to believe that he was already seeing somebody when we specifically spoke about, being honest. If you find somebody, let me know. But seeing those pictures made me think like, no, it's not like, it just happened. No, you've been seeing this person. So I felt like, trust was kind of like broken in there in a sense. But I told them, I'm like, listen, like, I'm still very infatuated by you, and I can't see these things that you're posting. I respect it. I truly still care about you, and I still want to be your friend. But I can't look at the things that you're posting right away. It's too soon for me. We literally just finished talking about it. So, okay, whatever you feel more comfortable. So then, a couple months later, it was like three months later, he hit me back up. I was still heartbroken, quite honestly. And he reached out to me, like, I made a mistake. The girl actually, ended up doing him wrong and actually broke his heart. And I felt bad. But quite honestly, I felt it was a little bit of karma. But I felt, empathy for him because I cared for him still. And I told him, I'm like, well, listen, I don't know if you're trying to, hop on the horse and just pick up where we left off. But we can't. But we have to be exclusive. Like, I'm not gonna do what we were doing before. I will appreciate it. We will take it to the next level and make it exclusive. Meaning you're not gonna be talking to any other girls. And he was like, okay. And he had a couple more months still where he was located at, and when he came back home, we got together, and he actually told me, like, come move with him, and I moved across the street with him, and he ended up proposing to me, and I said yes. And it was crazy because when he picked me up from work, he proposed at the house. I said yes, and then he went to work, and here I am in different states. I didn't know anyone. I was bored, so I was playing with his laptop, and I discovered a lot of disturbing things. And I discovered that he wasn't being honest when we agreed to be exclusive. So I don't know, like, a long distance relationship is very difficult to do with just anybody. You actually have to get to know that person and see if they can actually handle being by themselves. I'm okay with being by myself. I have no problem. But if that person don't know how to be by themselves and doesn't have a great communication with you and has really high sex drive, it's difficult. I honestly don't recommend it. It's not for everybody. It's really hurtful because, yeah, you want to be with that person, but you can't be with them.
Agreed. Well, I'll just go ahead and jump on this one. Long distance relationships, I personally never had one, so I can't relate. But again, general speaking, on people that I've known who dealt with it, I have to say that, again, you have to be secure within yourself. You have to know this person enough to trust them. I know that's much easier said than done. But you got to understand, if you're a highly sexual person, if you're a highly needed person, if you're a highly attention needed person, then this is not for you. Long distance, remember, you cannot just reach out and touch them. FaceTime, all that good stuff, Skype, well, all those other features they have out there for video chats, nothing is the same. Nothing is the same. Long distance relationships, I've heard of successful stories, but it was a lot of dishonesty, and they had to work their way back up to that point to where they can trust again. I've learned that long distance hurts because you're wanting to touch and feel that person. I mean, it's different if your partner is away on training for like a month or 2 or 3, or you're in the military and you're away from your spouse. And I mean, that's different. When you're just in a relationship to where none of that applies, that's hard. because you've already put feelings into, and if you haven't been with each other long enough to establish your distance from them, it's going to be very complicated to handle long distance, because we as women, especially women, we're very needy of our mate, whether it's man or woman, very needy of them. I found it difficult just from my, partner being away on deployment. I hated it every day. I hated being away. I hated not being able to be at one touch away, or I knew if they lived 10 minutes away from me, I could just jump and go when I felt like I wanted to be in their arms. That to me was comforting. But just being away for that moment, I was still lonesome, and I'm a selfish lover. I am. I'm a selfish lover because I want you when I want you. And that can be good and it can be bad. So for long distance relationship, you definitely, if you're not married to this person and if you're not committed to this person and it's just a, hey, boyfriend, girlfriend type thing, somebody you met on the internet, that is a very touchy subject for me because I don't know too many relationships that last that long. You gotta be strong. You gotta be definitely strong, and you test yourself by being strong, and you'll know when the right one is. Trust me. Again, a woman knows. We say we don't, but you know. And I would like to say that everybody is trustworthy, but we know in all cases that's not so. And it's very complicated because you can't be with that person every minute, every other hours or what. It's just when they're available, and that takes a lot of patience. So those who are seeking long distance relationships, all I have to say is have patience, learn your person, build your relationship built on trust, set time, set date night, set these, so that way you guys are working accordingly together. There should always be a timestamp where you guys can actually meet up on, rather it's on FaceTime or whatever, video chat, and develop a friendship first. Develop a friendship with that person. So, never experienced it, but that's all I have to say on it. As a lady, I can only express my feelings and my opinion on how to go about that. Any closing remarks?
I try what you said about scheduling time, being there. And honestly, we did all that. And at the end, I still was deceived, it was a major different time zone, and different. And we'll talk, I would have sleepless nights, I would talk to him. And, we used to do a lot of games. We used to fall asleep on the phone together. And honestly, even though I was committed, it was still not enough, That person, I feel as though that the only way that long distance relationship will work if you have an open relationship.
Woo!
As much as I don't like open relationships, find a friend with benefit and agreed on that. Like, hey, I'm the kind of person that I need somebody by me. And I know it's kind of hard for you to understand, but while I'm here, I would like to have somebody, if that's okay with you. And then when I come back, I want to be all about you. And I still want to do all this long distance. I still want to get to know you. I still want to enjoy you. But while I'm away, I need a body. I need somebody to be there for me. But I think that that this deepness of like being sneaky and wanting to be with other people, I think that's messed up. If you know you're weak and you can't do long distance, then let that person go. It's hard, but let that person know like this is what you need at the time when you're away, and if they're okay with it, cool, it works out. But while you're with them, long distance relationship, you need to have that great communication. Like, this is the kind of person that I am. I am the kind of person that I need one body by the end of the day. You know, you know, and that's when I get back home, like I'm going to talk about you. You can do the same thing too. You know, give that person an option. Because one of the things that really pissed me off is that I discovered that no, you weren't being exclusive, and I could have been doing the same thing as you, but I never got the opportunity. You know, I could have been open to like, okay, you could see other people while we're long distance, and we still keep our relationship long distance. But if you're doing your own thing, give me the option to do my own thing too. Don't be selfish and do your own thing, and just leave me there waiting for you.
Okay, so in Friend X's opinion, the only long distance relationship will last if you agree to have an open relationship. Yeah. Okay. See, this is why I don't relate to this subject.
I would say more of a friends with benefit, because you know friends with benefits to me is
Okay, well, stop on there because that's our next topic. We can go forward then. Okay, so we've came to the exclusive on the long distance relationship. Yeah. Okay. Self-security, be strong, and know what you're getting yourself into before you commit to a long distance. Okay, moving along, we are going to move on to friends and benefits. That's favorite Friends X subject. So take it away.
I actually like this. I have my fair share of friends with benefit. I actually like my friends with benefit. They're like my friend, and I feel open enough to tell them like, listen, get tested. And to me, your friends with benefit is exclusivity. You're exclusive with that person, but there's no title. There's no like pressure to be, you know, like in a relationship kind of thing. So you're like friends that are pretty much just having sex.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you can't really see yourself with that person in the future. You know, you're attractive enough to just have sex with them, but not be a future with them. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel though that long distance relationship will work if you have a friend with benefit. You know. Because I feel though that's your friend, they will understand a lot of things, won't judge you. You could leave and find somebody and just go back and pick up where you left off. There's no judgment, you know. It's like a person that is reserved there to simply please you while you get your shit together.
Okay.
Like, you know, like there's so many times in my life where I'm like I'm so focused on achieving a goal, but I feel as though that being in a relationship, a committed relationship is like a job. You need to put work in it in order for it to work. So I felt as though that I wasn't ready to be in a relationship. Either I was trying to accomplish a goal, or I was too hurt still from a past relationship, or whatever the case is. My mind is not fully there to be in a committed monogamous relationship. So I felt though that having a friends with benefit will relieve my sexual tension, and then I will feel comfortable enough to talk to that person about my problems. But honestly, friends with benefit is one of my favorite things. I feel as though that I can trust that person sexually and in all type of ways. I feel as though that person is not gonna deceive me because they know how important it is for me to be sexually pleased and healthy. Like they know that I want them to get tested. They know that if they're gonna end up messing around with somebody else, I need to know. So I can step back for a couple and then they get retested again. I'm open to that. I like that kind of. I've done that quite a few times in my life, and I feel like it relieves some pressure if not being in a relationship with somebody, but still have the benefit of being pleased. If that makes sense.
Hey, it's what it doesn't matter if it makes sense to me or not. That's coming from you, friend X. Hey, I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to listen and voice my own opinion. Based on friends with benefits, I find that to be good for those people that are non-committal. If you're not looking to settle down, and you're just, you have goals in your life that you're trying to reach. You don't want no, commitments to that one person. You're not wanting to answer to anybody, and you're just living the independent life, and you're just, you're trying to reach something that it's nonstop, and you just don't want any distractions, but you want the pleasure of having that one person there when you're ready. That could be beneficial to those people that are non-committal. And there's nothing wrong with that. Now, the only thing I see when going into the friends and benefits is, okay, so what happens midway down? Then you feel like, okay, now I've developed some type of emotional attachment in some kind of way. And that other person doesn't feel that way because they said, hey, we went in it together as this. You agreed. Now, what's the problem? See, that's where I would feel like, because we change our minds. I mean, I'm bipolar all day long. You know what I mean? I change my mind. Like, I'll say, no, I didn't. Oh, yes, you did. Well, now I don't want to. How's that? So I can change my mind. And if I develop feelings down, like, say, a year later, and then like, okay, now I'm ready to settle, and that person doesn't feel the same way. So here I am backing down on my own word because now I've put my emotions into something that I felt like I could separate. So that's the only thing that if you're going to go into that, if you're going to go into friends with benefit, know that there's repercussions, and there may be hurt down the line, because rather it's you or that person that will feel some kind of emotion down the road. That could be scary, and it can be hurtful.
Yeah, actually, I did not mention that, but yeah, it is a high risk, to be honest, of getting your emotions and involved in it and getting hurt. But I never had that problem. I never got into a friends with benefit relationship and felt that person in that way. Actually, it was the other way around. A lot of those friends with benefit that I have wanted a relationship with me, but I couldn't. I mean, I could have, but I made sure that when I selected that person to be a friends with benefit, it was someone that I know that I can't see myself with them for whatever reason it may be. We all have our preferences in life, and it was maybe something particular about his situation that I can't see is a deal breaker. Like I can't see myself, and that actually has helped me to not fall for that person emotionally. I don't want to get my emotions hurt. But yeah, actually, like I had quite a bit of friends with benefit, and I can say like every single one of them wanted a relationship with me in the end. I don't know how bad I hurt them in a way. I guess I was seeing this in a narrow way. But I thought because we talked about it in the beginning, we clarify that, listen, I don't want to be in a relationship. This is what I want. And I expect you to understand. And if you catch feelings, that's on me. I was honest from the beginning. So I guess I can be a little bit of a jerk in that aspect. But they eventually get over it, and we just pick up what we used to continue to be friends with benefits. Because at the end of the day, they don't want to lose that relationship that they have with me. It's just so chill. There's no pressure, and I think the kind of like vibe that I'm giving them is something that they want to have. And I kind of, reflecting that, I kind of feel bad because I guess I didn't really thought about their feelings because I already came with a mentality. I don't want that. I need to handle this first. And if you fall, that's on you. I think I'm not being quite a good friend in that aspect. I'm just being a really good benefit.
Yeah. Okay.
Definitely.
You got to prepare yourself.
Yeah. If you're a person that gets attached, and fall in love quick, I don't recommend doing friends with benefit. It is playing with fire, especially if that person is not reciprocating the feelings back to you. It can be extremely hurtful, more than anything, because you feel like you found your best friend and you could be so open with that person, and like, wow, they just complete me. Like, they are there for me as a friend, and they're there for me sexually. It's gonna work out. But maybe that person is not feeling that way, and that hurts. You confess your feelings to that person, it's not reciprocated. Oh my god. But that never happened to me because I strictly kept my friends with benefit, and I made that clear. So the minute that I feel as though that they're catching feelings, I let them go for a little bit, and I go to the next friends with benefit, and I get them tested.
Okay. Well, at least you're being safe.
Yeah. I feel bad.
And that's the thing. Don't feel bad after making the decision.
No, now I'm having a reflection because I really was thinking it like narrow-minded. Like I'm thinking about me getting pleased and not really thinking about how these guys have felt for me, and I kind of hurt them because I'm like, hey, that's not my fault. I talked to you about it from day one. I don't want a relationship, and shit's not gonna change because you cost me feelings. I'm just gonna have to let you go. Get your shit together and I'll come back. But I can only personally have one friend to benefit at a time. I've never been one person to have multiple friends with benefit at the same time. I have multiple friends with benefits, but I don't do all of them at the same time. And that's just a personal preference because I have always thought that, the condom break, worst case scenario, I know who my baby dad is. Like, I've always had a fear of being at Morris Chapter trying to find out who my baby dad is. So, one friend to benefit at the time. Also, that comes with, transmitting a sexual disease, like I know who I was with. Only that one person could have given it to me, and then I could address that person. There's no confusion. Well, was it this guy or was it that guy? No, I'm only with one person at a time. So to me, it's kind of like a monogamous relationship, but without the title and the pressure of it. There's no true emotion there. It's just like, that's my friend and I see her. That's it.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that part. It's seriously, I know it's complicated. I've never experienced it. Again, like it's very sensitive for me, but I I have had friends that have cases like this, and it's it becomes very sad at the end. Rather that their significant other wants the different type of, now they want to go emotional level into it, or they want to, it's like kind of vice versa. It's painful for somebody to have to go through that, because now feelings have developed, and they didn't go in it that way because they said, oh, we're both in it, this is the way it is. But now here we are months later, and when that other person doesn't, share the same feelings, it can do, damage, hurt to your heart. And
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why you agree to do friends with benefits.
yeah,
There's a reason why I don't want a relationship. This is what I want, But it is possible that in the long run, you guys will share mutual feelings and want to make it work into a relationship. Absolutely, it can flourish into something, but you always have that risk of being rejected because the person may not feel that way. That's the whole reason why they agreed to be friends with benefits from the beginning. Otherwise, they would just pursue you in a relationship.
I think they go wrong where, I think, if my personal opinion, if you're gonna go friends with benefits, don't introduce them to your family, don't introduce them to your friends, don't introduce them to close things that are intimate to you, because that's when the emotional attachment starts happening, because then you're welcoming them into your world, into your sacred place, into your intimacy, and that's where you get stuck. People get stuck on that because if we're friends with benefits, then I don't want to know your family. Why? We're not going anywhere with this. So, let's be cool. And see, right there, when you say no, then that person has that choice at that point to walk away, because then they know, okay, you know what? Hey, this person's not in it. No, I'm not in it like you. It's better for you to go than me to hurt you down the way, because then that can backfire in my face and say, well, why didn't you stop me when I was taking you to my family's gatherings and introducing you to my friends? That's not my problem. You opened that door. So before we get to that point, how about we establish no getting to know other people's friends, no taking me around your families, and I agree, you agree, we're cool? Yeah, we're cool. The minute you want to do that, just, hey, tell me I'm not in it no more. Give me that opportunity, so that way I don't feel hurt after telling you, hey, well, thanks for taking me to your family's house, but no, I don't love you. And that way, there's no feelings hurt on either part. So I just say you have to give people the you know what I mean? Let them know one ahead of time, a step ahead. Establish that ground.
Yeah, that's totally accurate. While you were saying those things, I was having a reflection, like the kind of relationship that I have with my friends with benefits in the past. And you're right, I never brought them to my social gathering. I never introduced them to my friends or family. Yeah, I mean, I will select certain specific friends that I'm pretty close by with them, and I will talk to them about him. But I wouldn't bring him around. I will keep them, in the shadow where they belong.
Mm-hmm.
But he will still be my friend as far as that. I will still talk to them and about whatever I'm going through, and they will reciprocate that, and there's an understanding. But yeah, you're totally right. Like when you're inviting them into your life, you start bringing an emotional attachment, and that's something that I really honestly didn't do with none of my friends' benefits. I kept them in the hidden. I'm not even friends with them on social media because I don't want to bring him into my life like that. Like he needs to know his place.
Exactly.
Like, he there, I think he has a friend in the shadow and to please me, and vice versa. I'm there for the same thing, because then you start like if they bring you on board into your life, then you start like analyzing things and getting too much involved. Like, no, I don't want to know anything. Like, let's keep it cool, keep it chill. I don't know about what's happening. Just know that this is my rules. If you're gonna mess with somebody else, let me know. I'm gonna step back. You and then if that doesn't work out, you come back or get tested. You know, that's my system. But I'm not friends with them on social media. I don't bring them around. I do go out with them in public and do fun things, you know, that I will do with my friends, you know, if it's, I don't know, like shooting, or like fun activities and stuff like that one-on-one with us. But I won't bring them to my social gathering where all my friends are at. I don't want people asking questions about them. I want them to be all nosy in my business. So it's great that you said that, keep a boundary of like know your place.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, you know, we don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. If that's how you feel, then let it be, you know, just let it be. Don't go breaking people's hearts. That's not what you're in for. That's not what you're in for. So, anywho, we're going to move on because we put a lot of time into that subject. That one hits home pretty good. Okay. So, our next and last topic is going to be sexual relationships. Now, a sexual relationships is, for me, in my opinion, I don't like to talk about celebrities or anything because that's not what I do. That's not what I want my content to be on. I don't base it on, I don't want to be gossiping and doing all that. But I'm just going to tell you guys how I feel about a sexual relationships. A sexual relationship, just in case anybody doesn't know out there, are people or couples that gather in together and they are emotionally attached. They are not intimately attached by sex. It's all emotional. Everything is just emotional. So with that to say, that again, to me, I know of a celebrity today who talks about that, how they practice being celibate, and they were together for 2 years before they even, got married, and then had, and of course, me myself, okay, I feel like I'm a high-driven type of sexual person, and listen, I'm a Christian. Yes, I love my Lord, but I'm sorry, I must test the car before I buy. And that's just me. And I don't know how others feel about that, but I can't go into something without not knowing. I need to check the miles, the engine. I need to know if the oil's been changed. I need to know my car. I need to know this vehicle before I invest into it. So, and a sexual relationship is beautiful. God knows it's beautiful, because we want to encourage people to, you love somebody for the mind. You love somebody, for inner circle, for their brains. We don't want to focus on the physicality of it, because physical will change. We all change. Looks will change. But the intimacy part of it is very important, and this is why I feel, and then Friend X, you can go ahead and state it after, but this is why I feel it's important to me, is because I don't want to say I do, and then down the road it say I don't want. Because if it's not satisfying in nurturing to me, to my soul, and I cannot be pleased, rather it's just It doesn't even have to be, intercourse, but if it's just other pleasures, I will not know if I'm going to be tolerant to your pleasure until I actually test it. And I have to know that we are intimately pleasured by each other. I don't want to just know that I'm being satisfied. I need to know that you're just as satisfied as me, because that's going to keep not I don't say physical intercourse keeps us together, but it does help, especially if you're a very highly sexual person. You have to know that person shares the same, interests as you, as far as, taking care of you. I know I would want to know that I'm taking care of my person as much as I want them to know that, they're being taken care of. So, yes, my thing is I fall in love with the individual. That's one. But I have to know that I actually enjoy having intimacy with you as well. Okay. Now, if we're in it, like, I don't care if it's a year later and we get married, the sex is amazing. But I forbid got hit by a milk truck, or you got hit by a milk truck and we were just not able to have that. That's okay then. That's acceptable, because I've already loved you before the incident. I'm already in love with your mind. I'm already in love with you emotionally. So that's okay. That becomes acceptable thereafter. But on the beginning, that's something that it's a given to me. It's just a given. So go ahead, friend X. Your opinion on it.
I am with you on that too. I need to see what I'm working with, because when I get into a relationship, when I commit to agreeing to be in a relationship with you, I actually see a future with you. I actually see me spending the rest of my life with you. I'm not. I. There has been so many times where I've been single for a very long time, and I get approached like, "How can you be so beautiful and be single?" It's because I'm very selective about the people that I date. I don't date just to date. Like, there was this guy that I was dating, and he kept pressuring me to be his girlfriend, and I was like, I can't. So I was trying to mold them up to be a friend with benefit for me, and he didn't want that. So he pretty much said, "Well, call me when you want to upgrade to the girlfriend package." And I didn't call him because I didn't want that. I don't know. To me, I need to make sure that whoever I end up with fits all the criteria. And sex to me is very important. I know that it will come a time where we'll get old and our shit's not going to work. But as I'm in my prime time right now, sex is absolutely important to me. I freaking want it all the time. And if you can't please me sexually, it's not going to work out. I dated a guy that was a sapien sexual. Like, he was so attracted to my mind and the way that I carry myself. But I was ready to have sex. Like, come on. So when I turned him into friends with benefit, he was cool with that. But honestly, like, to me, I need sex. I need to see what I'm working with. Otherwise, you're just gonna be friends with benefit. That's about it. If I can't see a future with you, you're either gonna be friends with benefit or just put this on a friend. There's nothing in between. I do want to go over these like 9 lessons post that I saw on Facebook. It says 9 lessons we learned over the 17 years of our marriage, and I think I resonate with all of this listing. And I think that if you apply all these 9 lessons to whatever relationship you go on, whether it's open relationship, monogamous, polygamy, or whatever you want to choose,
yeah,
I think it's 9 lessons is absolutely something to consider if you want that relationship to continue flourishing. So, number one, have sex often. And this is what we're just talking about now. Like, I need to know that you're going to please me sexually. You know, I need to know that you're the right size for me. You know, my size may not be somebody else's size, but I know what I like. And if you're not there, then it's not going to work out. Plain and simple. Yeah, that's not the only thing that I'm looking for, but that is an important factor. Of course, I want to make sure that we're in the same vibe level, that we're eye on a lot of things, we get along, you know. But sex is very important to me there as well. So number one, have sex often. Number two, communicate effectively. Number three, lift each other up. Number four, be honest, especially when it's hard. Number five, be a good listener and a good follower. Number six, forgive mistakes fast. Don't hold on to this shit. Number seven, hold each other to a high standard. Number eight, want the other person to win. Number nine, make your marriage your highest priority. And I would add a tenth in there. I feel as though I'm a competitive person. I like winning. I'm a tour winner. But I feel like if you have the mentality, like, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to keep a smile on that person's face, and then if that person is reciprocating the same thing, that there's no reason why you're not keeping each other happy. Like, it's like a competition. Like, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make her happy, and he has the same mentality. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to keep her happy, keep a smile on her face. My mission is to keep a smile on her face throughout the whole day. What do I need to do? You know, and vice versa. So I think these 9 lessons, I think, well, 10 lessons, because I added a 10th. You just apply it to whatever relationship category you fall under, and I think that your relationship will flourish. I like the fact that they put number one, sex often as number one. I think that's important. But communication is very important as well. So you gotta make sure that you follow.
Amen. I love those powerful ending words. Very nice. Well, everyone, we are so glad that you came through and you've listened to our testimonies, our experiences, and hope that you've learned something from this. I also want to thank Friend X for joining us. You have shared a lot with us, and we're very grateful for that. And I'm happy to have you on our show today. With our closing words to everybody, I just want to say, you don't need permission to be who you are. Be proud of who you are. Take charge of what you believe in. Take care. Stay strong. Wish you well. God bless. Stay strong and have an amazing and safe Memorial Weekend. Later.